welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. In the wake of imminent probe of 432 billion naira hanging over his neck, ex-Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State takes solace in court. Nigerian Senate wades into the lingering crisis in Rivers State, urges the state governor and his predecessor to sheath sword and embrace peace. Former Chief Executive Officer of Konga, one of Nigeria's e-commerce giants, Mr. Nick Imudia, allegedly commits suicide in his home. I am Florence Joshua with these and more. The Nigerian government is set to commence the first phase of tolling operation on the 227.5-kilometer ABUJA-KEFFI-AKWANGA-LAFIA-MAKURDI Federal Highway on August 1, 2024. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, made this known at the Stakeholders Conference in Lafia, the national state capital. It was organized to sensitize the public, especially the commuters, about the life-changing government initiative. Umahi said the project, if properly embraced, will bring sanity to federal highways and boost productivity while enhancing safety. Clearview News' Imofon Okon was there and now tells us more.
It will be recalled that the ABUJA-KEFFI-AKWANGA-LAFIA-MAKURDI Federal Highways was until recently in a state of despair with its attendant safety and cost challenges. These include vehicle damages, accidents, robberies, and loss of valuable man-hours due to the stress of navigating through potholes and gridlocks. The representative of the Minister of Works, Ugu Chima Nnenna, who said the situation of the roads drastically improved owing to the rehabilitation and upgrading of the road by the federal government, also urged the road users to embrace the innovative solution that will bring sanity to the federal highways and enhance safety.
The HDMI is expected to, amongst others, bring order, accountability, and profitable entrepreneurship to the operations, management, and maintenance of the federal highways.
The Managing Director of Check Operations and Maintenance, Lai Are, and other stakeholders assured that they will team up with the managers of the road in the maintenance of the roads to ensure safety of lives of the road users.
So the government decided to improve this road. This road is an artery road in Nigeria. And in improving it, it then is able to create multiplier benefits in the economy. You'll be able to take farm produce from the farms to the tables of the people who want to eat it. And our role is just to ensure that the road remains in the condition in which you find it today. That's the essence of this project, is to operate it and maintain it, to make it safe and to make sure people enjoy a great experience using the road.
And therefore, the O&M, which is the operations and management and maintenance of this road, has been saddled with on the shoulders of the concessionaire, who will ensure that maintenance, periodic repairs on that road is not left undone.
In 1970s, we have road maintenance, but this time around we didn't have road maintenance. But because of the toll gate, we have a road maintenance. They are telling us that the ambulance will be on the site, the security will be on the site. If there is any accident, the ambulance will not just go and rescue people. They will have a relation between them and the hospitals, so that can make things easy for us.
And why we here again is to assess and give feedback so that the road will be better maintained for our own benefit.
Meanwhile, residents of Lafia and neighboring communities who expressed joy for the return of the toll on the major highways also called on the federal government to look into the toll order fees.
Having a toll gate in this axis is a good initiative. When it comes to the fees, though, to us as commercial vehicles, to be sincere, we feel it is too high as commercial vehicle concerned. Somebody who uses the road day and night, to say you are paying 1,000 is too much.
And like in Akanga in particular, the sharp bend you see within that area used to cause a lot of accident. But with the constructions of the road and this toll gate, it minimized the accident. So it will not even cost the passerby anything to pay the fees of the toll gate.
The creation of the toll gate, especially in my local government, is a very well deserved, which I know is going to create a role for employment. I wanted to even ask, because some of them are farmers and how can farmers will pass through the toll gate. But actually they should consider the people who are around and also to reduce the fees if possible.
And with this toll gate in our community, we see it as a way where we can able to reduce that unemployment. So for that reason alone, apart from the revenue generation, we see it as welcoming development.
It will be recalled that the toll plazas across the Federation were dismantled in January 2004 as the toll collection was riddled with leakages and tolled roads were not well maintained, leading to public outcry. Imefon Okon reporting for Clearview News.
The Nigerian Senate has waded into the lingering crisis in Rivers State, urging Governor Sim Fubara and his predecessor Nyesom Wike to put aside their differences and embrace peace. A delegation led by Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, chairman of the Senate Committee on Privatization and Commercialization, visited Governor Fubara in Port Harcourt, the state capital, to appeal for calm. Clearview's correspondent brings us details. The Senate's intervention comes as a result of the escalating crisis in the state, which has raised concerns about its potential impact on the state's development and the country's democracy. Speaking during the visit, Senator Kalu warned politicians against actions that could negatively impact the country's democracy, urging them to prioritize the interests of the people.
We should not derail democracy. We should support democracy, because democracy needs to be supported. If we don't support democracy, democracy will collapse. I would like to plead with you and plead also with the former governor that you people should take the interests of your people utmost in your heart.
The crisis in Rivers State is centered on a dispute over control of state resources and political power, with both sides accusing each other of intimidation and sabotage. Governor Fubara and Minister Wike have been at loggerheads since the former took office, with both sides engaging in a war of words and accusation.
Whatever situation we find ourselves today in this state, you all know the cause of it. Where on earth can tenure of a local government chairman be elongated? You were a former governor. Was it tried in your time? Even those of you that are senators here, even in your own state. Is it that the constitution that governs Nigeria is different from the one that operates in Rivers State? Those are the questions, very pertinent questions we should ask. Why should it be that when it comes to the case of Rivers State, the law is always silent? Is just that there is somebody bigger than Nigeria? That is the question I want you to go with.
When you are with God, even your own child, when you are planning evil, will go and tell somebody, look, God, because their man is clean, this is what my father is planning. That is what is keeping us in this state. I tell you, we know everything that is happening. And you know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. We should be bold enough to look at the face of people and tell them the truth. I'm not fighting anybody. If I'm fighting, people will know that I'm fighting. My pattern will change. What we're doing is to defend ourselves. So far, it's defending ourselves. We can't just fold our hands. It's only a tree that will be standing and somebody will come out to chop him off.
The situation has escalated into a full-blown crisis, with factions loyal to both sides engaging in violent clashes, leading to injuries, loss of lives, and destruction of state property. The Senate appeal is seen as a positive development, raising hopes for a resolution to the crisis. President Bola Tinubu's intervention has also been sought to help resolve the crisis and restore peace to the state. Meanwhile, the people of Rivers State are eagerly awaiting a peaceful resolution to the crisis, which has disrupted the state's development and caused uncertainty to the future of the state. As the situation develops, all eyes are on the Senate, the President and the warring factions to resolve the crisis and restore peace to Rivers State. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk. A young man is battling for his life after an explosive device he was carrying during a protest march detonated near the hotel presidential access. Early reports indicated that the unidentified victim was killed in the blast, while further investigations have revealed that the victim survived with severe injuries, including the loss of a limb. The suspect was quickly taken to the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital for treatment by his accomplices, who claimed he was involved in a road accident. However, medical personnel quickly recognized that his injuries were consistent with a blast, not a road accident. Clearview's correspondent brings us details. The Rivers State Police Command has closed off session of the hospital where the suspect is currently receiving treatment, while the police have launched an investigation into the incident. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Azeze Ore, has confirmed that the suspect is in custody and receiving medical attention under security watch, while the medical team assigned to his care are allowed to access him. Meanwhile, the police are working to determine the circumstances surrounding the explosion and the suspect's involvement.
And so when a young man was brought to the Rivers State University Teaching Hospital with alleged injuries sustained during what was said to be a road traffic accident, the medical personnel that were on hand to examine him and offer medical care were on alert and immediately recognized that the injuries that were seen on this individual were not in tandem with a road traffic accident and rather resembled injuries that would have come from blast. The individual was taken to the theater for immediate resuscitation because as at the time he was brought in, he was semi-conscious. But the medical personnel did the needful and immediately informed the Rivers State government, immediately informed the Commissioner for Police in Rivers State and the Rivers State Ministry of Health about the presence of that individual in the facility, even when providing emergency medical care to revive and resuscitate him.
The police have secured the hospital's premises to prevent the suspect's escape, while urging anyone with useful information into the incident to come forward to enable them carry out a thorough investigation. The immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, has filed a lawsuit against the Kaduna State House of Assembly, seeking to enforce his fundamental human rights. El-Rufai, alongside former commissioners who served under his administration, filed a suit at the Federal High Court in Kaduna. The suit alleged that he was denied a fair hearing during the Assembly's investigation into the alleged misuse of public funds and money laundering during his tenure from 2015 to 2023.
I'm here with Malam Nasir El-Rufai to file an application to enforce his fundamental rights. As we are all aware, the Kaduna State House of Assembly set up an ad hoc committee to investigate loan and other activities of the former administration. A lot of witnesses were called and they did hearing and they admitted a lot of documents. But strangely, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, who apparently was the target of the investigative committee, was never invited. The law is very clear. Everybody deserves to be given a hearing. The right to fair hearing is a natural right that inheres into every human being. Malam Nasir El-Rufai a lot of allegations were made against him. He was not given a hearing at all. As a law-abiding citizen who believes in the rule of law and who believes that when there are infractions, you need to approach the court. He's here today before the Federal Court to enforce his right that every infraction they alleged, he was not given an opportunity to sit his own side of the story. And the law is clear about it. Any proceeding, be it court or quasi-tribunal, that he didn't give the parties concerned a hearing, the whole proceeding is void ab initio. And that's why we're here.
Former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello this Thursday has urged the Federal High Court in Abuja to transfer his case with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to Kogi State. Speaking through his lawyer, Adiola Adedipe, Bello told the court since he was alleged to have committed the offense when he was the governor of Kogi State, it is proper for the case to be held in the state. Recollect that EFCC had arraigned the former governor on alleged 82 billion naira fraud before the Justice Waite-led court. It will be recalled that the former governor had on 4 occasions refused to appear in court, citing various reasons like biases against him by the anti-graft agency. Meanwhile, the whereabouts of the former governor have remained unknown since operative of the anti-graft agencies attempted to arrest him from his Abuja residence. The phrase, "prevention is better than cure," was the message to students and participants at the 2024 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, an event put together by the Edo State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in commemoration of the annual World Drug Day observed on June 26. Nafisa Bello has the details.
Joining their counterparts across the country to mark the annual World Drug Day, observed on June 26, the Edo State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, put together a program to raise more awareness against this scourge. In his speech, the State Commander, Alumona Kalis, harped on the theme for the 2024 annual event, "Evidence is clear. Invest in prevention." Alumona, who sought synergy among sister security agencies, also called on the government for assistance towards eradicating the menace in some major parts of the state, while highlighting the agency's success story so far.
Nations across the world celebrate today with a view to strengthening their resolve to fight the drug war, and Nigeria is not an exception. In those states, the agency is championing this celebration and have embarked upon multiple raid operations, of which about 89% have resulted in arrests and seizures of drug dealers, drug peddlers, the ones we call petty dealers, and the users alike.
Corroborating the call for all to invest in prevention instead of dealing with the consequences, Dr. Adesua Urohide Edigi from the State Ministry of Health, representing the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Samuel Ali, sister security agents and other participants lend their voices on the issue, which they say is becoming worrisome, not leaving behind a lecture delivered by pharmacist Chris Oisakede, who talked on the harmful effects of drug abuse and misuse. And moving away from drug abuse, the Edo NDLEA boss advise students on the need to be wary of the way they make use of the social media, as it seems to be doing them more harm than good.
Only devastates the lives of individuals, but also undermines the social and economic fabric of communities worldwide. It is a scourge that knows no borders, affecting people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life. Our fight against drug abuse requires a unified, comprehensive approach that encompasses prevention, treatment, law enforcement, and community support.
Let's come together to empower communities, especially our youth, with the knowledge and skills to make positive choices and resist the temptation of drug abuse. Prevention is the key to breaking the cycle of addiction and building a brighter future.
Tell the youth and advise them to stay away from drugs because it's destructive. Do not engage in drugs in any way.
Part of activities to further create awareness against the life-ruining menace were playlets by NYC Group and NDLEA personnel. A quiz competition which drew students from about 8 schools was also organized. Nosa High Education Center, Igbinidio Education Center, Inowa Foundation School, Mesh Schools, Elohim Christian Academy, Pioneer Education Center, and the winner was Mesh Schools, Benin City. Nafisa Bello, reporting for Clearview News Desk.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will.